So now we are over with questions from our followers, and we can continue our discussion if you don't mind.
Yes.
So you have mentioned that you are a table tennis player. You were a table tennis player, and now due to some injury, you don't play anymore so many as before. But
that's true.
How good you are in table tennis? I mean, what is your?
Let's better speak about how good I was or how bad I was. Now I think I played near to the German youth national team when I was a junior, and I was under 21. I was number 6 in Germany. Also, I was always near to the national team, but I was not in the top 5. I was among top 12, 15, 18, let's say, most of the time over all these age categories. I played more than 10 years in the second division in Germany, and also a few matches in the first division for ATSV Saarbrücken and TTC Zugbrügge Grenzau. I played in the second division for these teams, and at least how to say, I think my skill was good enough to how to say, to have a good feeling for different kind of rubbers and to develop rubbers and so on, and it helped me a lot to give, how to say, even some input in the development of our products. But this is quite a long time ago, and today I would call me a poor amateur player.
But still, when you have a very interesting product, do you test it by yourself?
At least I try, but also I have to say this is really, if you don't play that regularly anymore, you feel also that you lose your skill really about feeling, let's say, slight differences in sponge hardness and so on. When I was playing really regularly, I had the feeling I always, if you give me four rubbers, I always can tell you this is the hardest one and this is the softest one, and the less you play, you lose this feeling also a little bit. But of course, if you have something very new, I always try to play it.
But do you have like test players?
Of course, I mean we have in my company, most of my staff are players, and especially Christoph, who is the, let's say, product manager in TIBA company. He is still playing. He still has this feeling that I miss from time to time, because he is still playing very regularly and he has very good feeling. And then he is then normally developing together with our top players, or let's say our sponsor players. We have the training center in Saarbrücken with quite a lot of players that are there all the time, and with them together and with my staff we test and we develop the products. Yes.
You said that you came by birth to the company, but also those who interested in the history of the founder of the company was Mr. Tibor Harangozo, and Professor Hudets gave us a good story about this person, and who is interested, he may come to our blog section at our website and read this complete article. But can you tell more about the history of the company, how it came that you and your father are now the owners?
Yeah, I think Tibor Harangozo, the founder of the company, he was a former player, but also very famous as a coach. And he came to Saarbrücken area, let's say, and Saarbrücken club also to be there the coach of this first division team in the late 60s. And he always was also very much focused on equipment, and he had the idea to make individual equipment for individual playing styles. And then someone, he founded the company Tibor, from the first 3 letters from his first name and given name, Tibor Harangozo. He put together to Tibor, and he traveled to Japan and to China to look for individual rubbers that he had in mind to suit the individual playing styles. And at the beginning he used very often the slogan Tibor Individual, which I translated today to Tibor Play It Your Way, because we still like to have individual kind of equipment for individual playing styles. And he then tried to sell this equipment at the beginning really only in Europe, let's say like this, and he had quite good connections to national teams, and he gave to a lot of players the equipment for playing and so on. And so the business developed slowly. My father used to be also a quite good player, a first division player in Germany. He played in the team where Tibor Hahn-Gotze was coach, and then in 1978, 2-3 years after Tibor company was really, let's say, in full work, my father decided to quit his job in the coal mine where he was a technical engineer, and to join Mr. Hahn-Gotze to work with him in Tibor company. And then Mr. Hahn-Gotze died in 78, and since that day my father took over, bought the company from Mr. Hahn-Gotze's wife, and later I took the company over from my father. I was player a little bit, but I was doing also studies at university, economy and trade, which was for myself important, that I also have this business background that I think you need to know, what you need today to have in our business. And then in 1994 I joined the company.
And are you happy?
Yes, of course, I'm happy. As I said before, I mean, I'm a former player. I like table tennis. Today I'm playing still my matches, even not against players, but against some of my competitors from time to time. Matches, other matches, let's say not real table tennis matches, but our matches are to have better rubbers, better blades, more turnover or whatever. So still some kind of playing, let's say like this. No, I'm happy. Of course, it's hard work. I mean, business is hard. Business is you always have to fight a lot, and but I'm happy with my work. Yes, absolutely.
So your hobby and your work is table tennis?
No, I cannot say that my hobby is table tennis anymore. Therefore, I'm really not playing that much anymore. No, my hobby is today is my hobby. I would say is mountain biking or climbing hills in the Alps. These are my hobbies, and table tennis is really more my work and my passion, let's say like this, but not my hobby.
But can you tell me or us about your hobby more?
No, I just like to be in the mountains. I'm coming from a small village principally. For sometimes I'm traveling the whole year in these big cities with 20, 25 million, 10 million inhabitants, and sometimes I ask myself, wow, I never could live in such a big city. I come from the countryside. I'm living in a 3,000 inhabitants village, and I like quiet. I like the nature. I like to go to the mountains, and I like to take my backpack and then climb up to 2,800 meters, have a look over the nature and so on. This is what I like. And then of course I like also to do the same with the bike, means driving up and going downhill. This is what I like. But it has to be quiet. They have not so many people have to be there. So I really look for nature. This is what I like.
But do you also travel for nature, or you stay in Germany for?
No, I travel around the Alps. Let's say like this: Switzerland, Italy, Austria. There I like to be. I like the Alps.
So other continents are not?
Not so much for holidays. I'm traveling so much for business that I don't want to take for my holidays again a plane and fly somewhere 6 or 8 or 12 hours. I'm doing this every month, so I don't need to do it for holiday. Then I prefer to take my car and drive 3-4 hours somewhere and then.
Coming back to the business side, could you tell us more about the structure of your company? How many people involved in the daily business? How you divide, which sections you have inside the company, how you divide responsibilities and so on.
Yeah, of course, company is not that big size. We are maybe 25 people working in the company. Then we have, let's say, a clear department, which is the sales, doing all the documents for our customers, the invoices, the packing list, the transport documents, customs documents, and so on for our customers. We have a smaller import department, let's say, means they have to contact with our suppliers and they import customs matters and so on. And we have then this design department, which are only 2 people, let's say like this, but which are doing everything what is product design, packaging, also ideas for designs for textiles and so on. And then we have those, I call it, let's say, the marketing department, where I'm also quite strong involved in. Marketing department is principally for me a combination of this product development and also then the customer relationship. So this is of course the heart, let's say, of the company, and this is where the ideas are coming from. But then it's also you have to have the idea about the product, but you have also to bring it to the customer by maybe also saying marketing is also sponsoring the national teams, the big events, the players, and so on. And there I have my team around myself, where we are trying to do this job as good as possible.
If not table tennis, can you imagine in different kind of business yourself?
Yes, sure. Before I really joined the company, that was also the reason why I wanted to make my studies at university. I could imagine to go to any huge company, let's say like this German company, to work in this marketing, customer relationship, even maybe advertisement or whatever. I was always quite interested to make good advertisement, let's say like this. So yes, I think this marketing for any big German brand would have been an option for me. Yeah.
Could you give the idea what part of the industry is more interesting for you, like car?
I wouldn't limit me there to the industry. I think I'm one of my passion is really the brand itself. So we are now working. Tiber is a worldwide known brand in table tennis, and I would have liked to work for a worldwide known brand in, as you said, cars or. Okay, it's for let's say it's for a consuming product.
So Mercedes or Audi
Mercedes
or
Audi,
Lufthansa or.
But also let's say like this in this industries where you are selling. Chocolate, let's say like this or whatever, but not in this production steel industry or whatever. This would not be, or also not something that is how to say that is then too technically or whatever a certain product. But all this, let's say, consuming industry, let's say like this. I think there I would have been interested to work for a big brand. Yeah.
Tell me the biggest or most successful, and also the way how they do business. 3 German brands which you really respect.
This is
without mentioning Tiber brand.
You said big ones, so no, I think
famous ones.
Yeah, famous ones. It's difficult. I mean, of course, I fully, how to say, even with all the negative aspects they have now with this sometimes this diesel affairs we have, but I think all the German car manufacturers, they do unbelievable good job, and I think mainly BMW, Mercedes, Audi, they are so well known all over the world. Where I say this is something really the Germans have done very, 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 very well. And I would even not go so much in other industries, let's say like this, because I don't have then really too much knowledge maybe also about, but I admire this German car brands that have done an extremely good job, I think. And everywhere I travel around in the world, everybody's talking always about these brands, these car brands, let's say. But for example, I come from this. To mention one more brand, let's say like this. I'm coming from a small region in Germany, Saarland, and one of our most famous brands is Willebrand Boch, which is also famous everywhere in the world, and which is coming very locally from us. And I think they have also done in a totally different fields, crystal and so on. And they have done tremendous good job, and everywhere you travel in the world, sometimes
you check the
Willebrand Boch, yes or no, and I also have then a really personal feeling because this is coming from my home area, and so many German brands that have done a good job, and you feel it also in table tennis. Made in Germany means something. This is really something that gives the value to the product.
So this is the thing if you remember, we talk about this is the thing which make Germans proud of Germany.
Yeah.
The quality.
Yeah, it's the quality, and it's the quality, and also the way people think it is produced, that we are in time, you know, and that we are doing the things properly and so on. And it's a bit like this, and I think we see it also today in this world that is not so easy today. We see all the world is complaining, and maybe they are right, that Germany is exporting too much products to all over the world, and we are buying not enough from other countries. But I think the reason is that other countries want German products, and we are also quite convinced about our quality, and we are not so much convinced that maybe other countries have better quality than ourselves. So we also buy German products, ourselves, and of course we want to keep the title that's to stay the export champions of the world.
What about German table tennis?
Yes, I think it's a similar story. I think we have quite a lot of German brands. If you take today the table tennis market, there are Japanese brands, there are German brands, there are Chinese brands.
With one exception of Swedish brand.
I just wanted to say there are some there's a Swedish brand, there's a French brand, but if you take the most number of brands, let's say, are coming from China, Japan, and Germany. And there you see also that even in this market, it seems that if the Germans try to do something, it seems that it's possible to have success.
And not talking about the industry or brands, table tennis players, level of table tennis. Germany is very strong on international level, and on European level, it's almost leader without mentioning all other European countries.
Yeah, I think at least since the last 15-20 years, I think Germany is somehow dominating Europe, at least in men table tennis. Women also from time to time, but there is more change, let's say, like this than in men's table tennis. And I think men's table tennis, even today, the German team is the strongest team, but I think also there is a next generation needed behind the Timo Bolls and Dima Ovtcharov, let's say, that is with Patrick Franziska. We have still a very strong, quite young player, let's say, like this, who improved quite a lot in the last 1 or 2 years. But I see also that we are dominating in this senior level, but on the junior level, I think other countries are dominating now much more than Germany did also in the past. And so I think we have, I don't know, of course it depends. Junior level does not always mean that it's also then a very strong senior level, but I think it's hard to keep this dominating position for a very long time. So I think the Germans are doing a good job there, but I think other countries do also, and I think we will see in the near future. I think we will have maybe not such a dominating position than we had in the past. I think I see maybe more individual players, different players from different countries who will be strong in Europe.
So the history remains the same. Before, like, I don't know, 100 years ago, English players was very strong. Then
Hungarian players, Yugoslavian players, and then Swedish
players. And I think it's, as you said, French players had a very strong. But it's always, if you have such a dominating generation like the Swedish players and also the French players, then always when they are gone, it takes a time, because principally this dominating generation is eating 1 or 2 other generations. You know, we had this with this very strong French team, with a very strong Swedish team. Then when they still can play another year and another year and another year, and these young ones, they were not able to overtake them, and then so they were out and they were staying there again. So it's always a good and a bad thing to have such a dominating generation. I mean, it's beautiful. You have a very long time success, but unfortunately, then when this generation is really over, normally you have a hole where you have to come up again.
Somehow Asian countries can resist this tendency. Mostly Chinese, of course, but also Koreans and Japanese. They control the situation somehow.
Yeah, but so they never have like a hole after?
I think okay, China we have to leave apart. They will have always very very good players, but I remember very well that we had a generation. I think especially when the Swedish and players were very strong. I think Japanese players were very very weak in this period, and Korean players. I think they have always. How to say, they were quite able to focus on big events somehow. They were always strong when there were Olympic Games. I think somehow I have personally the feeling like this. And now Japan has an outstanding generation, also male and female. They have so many good players now. But I think 15, 20 years it was totally different. Yeah? Yes, Japan was quite weak.
Yes, exactly.
Could you name 3 best players, European best players of all times?
Wow, of course you have to mention Jan-Ove Waldner. I think I was born in 1970, so maybe I don't look for these players that I have never seen by myself, let's say like this. But Jan-Ove, from this generation I have seen playing, let's say like this. For me, Jan-Ove Waldner. It's really difficult to say now something wrong or right. I think you should maybe name 4 or 5. But okay, Jan-Ove Waldner. I think Timo Boll is an outstanding player, and of course I have to mention my friend and our player Vladi, who is still playing today with over 40 on such a high level for such a long time, over 25 years, which is amazing for myself. But of course, then it's now I'm already unfair to Jürgen Persson. Now I'm already maybe unfair to Jean-Philippe Gatien, not to mention them. So
number 1, if we have to limit 3 names, yeah, number 1.
No, I have to say that Jan-Ove Waldner for me is
something special. Yeah.
Something very very special.
Number 1, Waldner. Number 2.
Two Timo and Vladi at the same place.
Timo and Vladi at the same place. Okay. So
but then maybe it's coming really also by heart a lot for Vladi.
Yeah, but it's up to you. It's your top 3, not my top 3.
This is my top.
And what about Asian players? Let's say your favorite or your favorites.
This is really difficult to say, let's say.
Yeah, but as a table tennis player,
I like Wang Li-Chin and his style of playing. I liked quite a lot. But then also sometimes I'm fascinated by this Liu Guoyang, the pen holder style, which is then again totally different from the European style. So there I never was really saying I admire this one more or more. For me, it was. How to say it was for me it's amazing to see how many different styles the Chinese have. I mean, they have so. I used to play when I played myself as Shi Seike, a Chinese player who used to play for my club, also former national team player in China. Pimple out, short pimple, pen holder. They have so many different styles. It's just amazing. But I liked Wang Li-Chin quite a lot, his style of playing.
And now short questions, and I expect some quick and short answers from you. Let's say 10 questions. Tell us something nobody knows about you.
Oh. That nobody should even know it, so I don't tell it.
If you could wake up anywhere in the world, where it would be?
In the Alps. Having a look on a lake and on some white mountains.
If you could be someone else for one day, who would it be?
Who would it be?
Yes. Someone else, but for one day only.
This is then maybe I would like to be.
This is not so
Malong.
serious
No, I would like to be Malong, and I would like to play like him once, maybe.
Once on the practice or during the tournament?
During a tournament.
Olympics or?
This doesn't matter. I just want to see how fast the forehand can be.
What would be your superpower of your choice?
Superpower of my choice.
Like a superhero,
Build up friendship with everybody. There's nothing a superhero has, but this is for me more important than any other superpower.
Olympic Games or World Championship?
Olympic Games.
White wine or red wine?
White wine. Now it's getting more and more easier, the questions.
On the forehand side, red or black? Rubber.
Red.
Straight or flared handle?
Straight.
Wagner or Beethoven?
Beethoven.
With whom do you like to share a dinner? Any table tennis personal? Player, coach, official, living now or ages ago?
A dinner I always like to have is Vladi.
With Vladi.
Too seldom, but it happens luckily even often, and but I cannot have enough because he is such a kind guy to talk about table tennis, but also about other things, and I don't prefer anybody else than him.
And now we go back to the beginning of the interview. Should we choose one or two questions who will win?
Yes, but how to do?
How to do? You decide. You may choose one, you may choose the second, I may choose one for you and you will choose another, or we can choose only one winner and make a big prize for him.
We can choose one each of us if you want. So
You decide.
oh, so what do we just do it randomly, or shall I
No,
say which
your
questions
favorite
I like?
questions. Your favorite questions.
You asked me
One or
so many others. I forgot all the questions, you know. So,
Yeah, but I guess the winner you should remember.
but they did all quite a lot of good questions. Let's say that.
Frankly speaking, from my point of view, I was a bit surprised that there were very interesting questions.
Yeah.
And people are, let's say, know well about the industry, about the table tennis. So
Yeah, that's true. I would like maybe for a certain reason, not because it was the best question, let's say like this, but I would like maybe to
not best, but favorite question.
also not favorite. I would like to take maybe this question from the guy who was asking for this pen holder blades or whatever. Why we don't have them, or we do this because we have it, and I would maybe like to make him also kind of gift and. Designing his own pen holder blade for him, maybe according to his special wishes or whatever, so that he will know in future that it's possible from Tiba. So the guy who asked for the pen holder blades, I would maybe choose him, and I would offer him as a prize to design a pen holder blade according to his wishes, and to give it to him as a
according
gift.
to his specifications. So
Yes,
he can
yes. He
take.
can say, for example, I would like to have a 7-play with 2 carbon layers or whatever, and he can also even maybe choose. He could say if you want to have certain size of handle, certain shape or whatever, and maybe also color of the grip or whatever. And I would like to make some individual, really unique blade for him.
So you will choose the second question also.
No, maybe you.
What do you eat for breakfast?
Okay.
Okay, should we send him a German sausage or?
We should. We can give him a set maybe of honey, jam, ham, sausage, cheese, or whatever. I will prepare something typical German. Let's say like this.
Okay, thank you very much, and we are looking forward to see you again one day
Thanks
and to talk to you.
Thanks for really interesting questions. For me, it's amazing to really see and feel how the people are engaged, involved in table tennis, in material, and also especially in my brand, and I enjoyed it. Thanks.
Thank you for watching, and as always, you are welcome to subscribe for our video YouTube channel, and looking forward to see you soon.